Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be doing another episode of evolving a custom solar system from birth to death. So we're in update 30 now, and also if you've seen the update video I did, there's a whole bunch of new atmosphere stuff that we can play around with. So that all involves the atmosphere's layers option. So if we just go to Venus here, for instance, we'll go straight to surface, go all the way down to atmosphere here, open up the infrared emission tab and see number of atmosphere layers. So the more of these you get, the hotter your planets are going to be. So this should be able to be very, very useful for us. This will play in well with what we are going to be doing here. So let's go ahead, go a new simulation. Obviously, we want to start fresh. Star-wise, who are we thinking this time? Let's see here for come on game, do your stuff. Come on. Right, there you go. Okay, so what star are we thinking to detune? Let's see here. Alpart. Let's go with one of the Polaris stars. So something a little larger than the sun out of the box. So this should be pretty cool. So we'll go over, yeah, yellowish white main sequence star. And obviously, first of all, we need to actually detune it, because if we want it to be like an older or younger protostar, we also need to decrease the radius and stuff. So let's see here. Okay, so what I want to do is I simply just want to lower that down. There you go. So that's locked. Okay. So radius is now 5 Jupiter, so we lower it a little bit more. Oh, it's gone blue. Okay, so how large is that in suns? Let's see. 0.2 suns. Okay, I think that's a nice area to start off with. So our protostar is going to be extra blue for some reason, but yeah, we'll roll with it. So there we are. Let's just call it B to D as well. So birth to death. Okay, cool. So Polaris AB will be our star of choice for this one. Actually, if we want to make it slightly more reddish protostar, what we need to simply do is just give it a slight reddish glow to it. There we go. So it's a young protostar there, or early birth star. So obviously, what we need to do now is we need to add a planetary disk of where all of our objects will form eventually. So let's have a little play of these. So what I want to do is, I kind of want to try this Saturn cloud thing, because I used this once before and I've never actually really used it in a video, but I think this could be quite interesting. So we want to where's the main thing? So I want it to be any radius. I mean, I'm not too bothered about this, but where we are, radius, so I just have it at 1 radius, and we're going to go all the way out to AU. Let's go to about 60 AU. I think that's a fair chunk. We want to add it to this star. There you go. So where's our particles? So you can see there's a lot of them. If you look carefully there, they are there. You can see the cloud. And that's actually a lot better than using the asteroids, I think. Like, you actually get a proper... I mean, actually, what we can do is manual. Just so we can see them easier. We'll go with... Can we go with what with that? Okay, they're still a little hard to see. What if I just try and go in a brighter colour? I mean, they're not very easy to see due to the lighting. Actually, what we'll do is we'll just stick with white. There we go. So we've added that around. Yeah, they are there. Quite hard to see, but they are all there. If you look carefully, you can see the clouds there. What if we go to tool or view? We'll go to lighting. We'll go to flashlight. So there you go. You can see our planetary disk material there now. So let's look back onto the star. So this is where planets are formed. I don't know why it's a little glitchy. So I think we've obviously. Oh my god. That's let's just pause that. But there you go. So there's a good sort of look of a planetary disk, and that's actually pretty cool. So if you want to obviously get this, all you need to simply do is use the Saturn clouds instead of the normal Saturn rings, and you get this cool effect. So that's looking pretty cool, actually. So what we'll go back to flashlight. We'll go back to realistic. So all those clouds are there, obviously all hidden in the depths of space, all darkened down. So obviously there's our protostar, and we now have a planetary disk around it. So obviously now we need some planets to form in here. So what are we thinking? I think we'll throw... Do we want to use any customs? I mean, I do like going just completely random, to be honest. So, I mean, gas giants, obviously, we can use some special ones. But I think, yeah. So we're going to go with just random Rockies. And then we'll sort of customize them as we see fit, really. So, closest sort of planets, I mean... In theory, normally the gas giants would be first to spawn in, or first objects to form, I should say, as they pick up the most material. So what sort of gas giants are we thinking here? So this could be quite cool. I mean, let's go. We haven't had a green one before. I want to have a green. So we're going to have that. That's going to form around 3 AU away. And have that there. And we'll spawn in a bunch of other ones as well. So let's just try and go with some what colours we haven't used before. Just gas giants that we don't really take out the toy box often. So we'll have a sulfur gas dwarf. That's going to form closer to the star. We're going to have that in there. What else have we got? This one looks pretty interesting. A lot of these are objects that you guys have actually created as well, so we're including some of those in here. But we're going to have a nice sort of range of gas giants forming to our system. So let's see here, 14 AU, taking a bit of a bigger jump now. Going to put that one over there, 20 AU away. Okay, so a slightly larger system than when the sun was out of the box. We've already got a sort of nice range of gas giants in here. If we have a look here, there's our lineup. So I think that's enough gas giants to roll with. So there's all of those. So if we put orbits on, you can see them all there. So obviously they're going to be nice and clear. But obviously the planetary disk does go out a lot further. So they'll slowly consume all of the mass. So for instance, gas giants, they're always form first. So we're going to have those orbit around a little bit. Maybe they'll pick up some material as well. They'll start to do their thing effectively. It'd be cool if they actually do pick up any of that material, actually, because there's a lot of obviously material hovering around this star. So there we are. But there's our gas giants that are formed in this system. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to have brand new rocky planets form. So you can already see the orbits are starting to change. So we're going to go with random rockies, and we're going to go with a nice sort of line of all rocky objects that are forming in the system. So there we are. We'll go with some random moons as well, just have smaller objects sort of form in there. But obviously, very early system, a lot of these objects will not make it to the end here. So there we go. Can already see one of them has been caught up by Ups and D over there. But there we go. There's a nice sort of line of objects that are formed in this system. So that's what our planetary disk has sort of invented here. And this is what we have got. Now, I think I will throw in a few of the old classics in here as well that we have used. So I'm going to throw a few custom ones. We're going to throw a desert object in there. What else could we throw in? Just a few different random ones, just to make it slightly more interesting. Let's see here. Oh, it's getting a lot of. You can already see a lot of objects are changing orbit-wise, so that's already a pretty cool start. We're going to go with this one here. Going to throw another one of those in there as well. Got one of those, another custom one of you guys made in there. But yeah, we're just going to have a nice line of different objects in here. Let's see, what else could we go with? Just one more, I think. Have a few of the older objects in here as well. Let's go with this one called Eon. That one looks pretty interesting. Okay, there we go. So there's our new system that has formed. So let's see how this starts to play out. And obviously we can start to customize some of these as time goes on as well, and start to sort of work out who are going to survive longer and who won't survive as long. So there we go. So the closest gas giant is currently the green one. This has got 2.5 Jupiters in mass. So that is a very, very large gas giant forming quite close to the star there. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So pretty interesting. Is this the next gas giant? Yep. So this one's also got 2 masses of Jupiter. So again, quite a large gas giant in there, and they are quite close together. So we'll have to see how that plays out as time goes on. Into the inner areas of the system here, we'll get rid of the cloud now, get that out of here, so that we can let time progress. Now, you can already see objects have been ejected out of here, so obviously freshly formed objects, the gas giants are already going to cause trouble there. A lot of things are going to change. Then we'll have to eventually see how this all plays out, really. And I think we will have we'll do kind of what Sphereize with Jupiter and Saturn in their own system, where they got too close to the star, but then they sort of bounce off each other and push each other out. So we're going to immediately double these orbits. So there we go. So that's already gonna push things slightly further to the outer system. So let the inner system sort of sort itself out as well. So there we go. Alright, cool. Right, anyways, onto the planets themselves now. So we actually need to see what we've actually got here and who we're working with. So we've already got a world that seems to have formed with some pretty good conditions on it there, but obviously it's quite close to the star, so I don't know if that's really going to hold on very well. And we can already see it's already at 266 degrees, so it may be blue, but I doubt that blue's going to really last much longer. I think it's going to be more cloudy now. I think we'll have to sort of make it go a little more, increase the temperature a little bit, and that's obviously going to, yeah, I think something like that's more appropriate for being this close to the star out the get-go. So there are maybe not as extreme as that, but yeah, I think an increase is definitely necessary. We can put the disk on as well, so we can see for each individual planet. We will see different habitable zones are required for each of these, so we can only see that these are in the red zones. to already too hot. We got this one here. That one already looks like a Venus out of the box, actually. Look at that. So it's already got the orangish appearance. So I think let's have an atmosphere on here as well, just to give it a little bit of extra. We'll put it up to, we won't have it go as crazy as we just go about 3 ATM. There's a nice thick atmosphere going with it as well. That colour though, I'm not a fan. It's got to be more of a, we'll have more of a Venus style object there, but not as crazy as Venus style. I don't want it to be an exact replica, but something similar. So it's still got quite a thick atmosphere going on there. Got some clouds. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. So there we are. And that's the good thing about these systems, is it's not just about letting it play out, but you also get to customize everything, because that's why it's a evolving a custom system. So obviously we get to customize it all first before we start to evolve things. So let's yeah, let's play this out. So that's what I'm going to do, is I want to just give it a trail so we know who's who. So we're going to give this one a more of a, we'll go over more like a golden yellow colour. The one close to the star, I think a bright red or orange is pretty appropriate for that. So there we go, something like that. We've got fittiness here as well. This one has also got some blue atmosphere going on. It's 176 degrees as well. Again, I don't think the colour blue is really the right colour to use. We'll go for more of a reddish colour, see how that plays out. And also, if we're going red, interface is going to sort of follow that as well. There you go. It says fittiness there. Okay, and then how else are we looking here? We'll make this one slightly larger as well, because obviously all these random ones, they will be all quite similar together. So we'll let that make it a little larger in size. Surface, how's the atmosphere on this guy? Obviously it's not going to be, let's let it buff it up a bit. So 4.57 ATM on that one. And we'll give it up to, let's go with about, let's go to about 20 atmosphere, 12, there we go, something like that. Okay, then, so we've done Eularis. Okay, next up we got this object here. So this one, I quite like the golden areas on, actually. We'll leave it like that. So it's like an object made of gold, almost, maybe, I don't know. It can be whatever we want it to be, though. It's all fantasy, it's all fictional at the end of the day. We could have it as whatever we want it. So I'm going to leave that one the way it is, though. I'm not going to customize it. I'm just going to let it be a hot rock like Mercury. Next up we've got Sulfur Gas Dwarf. And it looks like it's lost all of its atmosphere. So what's happened here? Maybe we just need to add some... Oh, I see. So this object's actually dissolving. So it may have formed as a gas dwarf, but it looks like it's actually losing a lot of that material. It can't hold on being this close to the star. Interesting. So that's a world that's going to constantly change. So it was a gas dwarf originally, but maybe it's going to lose that gas as time goes on, really. So interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that. No, that's too similar. We'll have a sort of a darker orange, I guess, a brownish trail, so we can see here it is. Next up we got this object over here, already an Earth-like world. Look at that, look how that one's going. So it's already formed, it's in a good zone so far, so we're going to leave that the way it is. That one all comes out of the box as customized, and look, it's already got it's got a really weird ocean going on, but check it out, it's already a nice Earth-like world. Interesting stuff indeed. Look at that, I like that. We'll give it a nice sort of deeper shade of blue to go with it. Why not? There you go. Cool. Interface colour, I mean, I think it's got to be blue, hasn't it? I mean, there you go. Okay, so that one's already got very, very nice conditions straight out from the get-go. Interesting stuff there. Well, maybe we'll give it a slight greenish shade just to make it look that Earth-like. Yeah, okay, we'll keep an eye on that with great interest then. Okay, keep an eye on that. Minas Ton, that's one of the next planets out. Another... default rock, we will leave that as a default rock. All the objects don't need to all be pretty. We need to have some sort of generic sort of objects in here as well. Ubene, what's this one here? That's an ice world, okay. So it appears to be all frozen up. So already got a elongated orbit there. We've got a few more. This one's looking pretty interesting, okay. So maybe yeah, it's got to be a more thicker atmosphere like, say, Venus in a way, actually. It's already got 1.14 ATM as well. Look at that. We're going to put it up to 90 atmosphere pressures there. So we're going to make it quite interesting. It's already like a mix of Titan and Venus going on there. So that'll be quite an interesting one to return to every so often. So there's this trail there. Okay. Another default rocky. But, I mean, I don't want to customize all the ones, but we will try and get as many as possible sort of done. I mean... Look at the chaos already unfolded out the back here. We'll just also highlight the gas giants so we know who's who as well. So we got Ups and D, that's the gas giant. HD over here, that's, well, I say these ones are more of the ice giants in the system. So, these got a lot of mass though, these gas giants. I mean, all of these have got pretty large sizes. We've got Gleezer over here as well, that's another one of the gas giants. 1.68 Jupiters. Yeah, we can't have them all that large, so I think that's a little ridiculous if they're all really, really large objects. I think that will be a bit too silly. So I think I will actually nerf the outer ones a bit. I mean, yeah, we're not going to have it that large. No way, that's too much. But yeah, the closest one's the green one here. And where was the second one? It was the green one and... Oh, there's so many objects. I think it was this, yeah, this one here. I think this was the second dominant gas giant. We're not going to have it at 2 Jupiters. We are going to half that down to 1, but that's still a pretty dominant level. I mean, if we line up everyone, we go to mass. You can see here, ups and D. Okay, ups and D should not be the lot. What is going on here? 23 Jupiters, get out. That is not, yeah, we're not having that. That's ridiculous. That can't be, that cannot be allowed. Composition, I mean... How much is that in Earths? 117 Earths? 56. No, I want it more to be more default, more basic. There we go. That looks a little more appropriate. So, yeah. Okay. But anyways, there's a line of all the objects. We can already see it. The star isn't so large, but it will get older as it gets bigger. And I'll see onto the other planets as well. We can still see it. One of them is losing material. I mean, what's going on here? Who's losing all that mass? I think it's the gas dwarf. Yeah, that's the gas dwarf losing all that material. Okay. Interesting stuff indeed. Okay, cool. And then actually, I just want to check out the objects that we actually spawned in as well. So you can already see it. This object over here, a world of crazy clouds, but it is very far out at the moment. So, interface, I mean, that's going to be just bright yellow. There we go. Cool. Put its atmosphere back on as well. Lower that down a bit. And it's got to sort of match, I guess. So it's got to all be mixing together. But that's a cool looking one. And then surface. I mean, what's its stats? I mean, it's already got 4 ATM there. We'll put this up to, I don't know, 12, something like that. Cool. So all of the worlds that we custom spawned in, I do want to also highlight those. We already saw Narati here. Or no, or did we? No, I don't remember seeing. Okay, so this is a very interesting one. So that's already got... Oh, up in there. Oi, I want that atmosphere back. It looks like it was a modded one. But yeah, we'll leave it as red then. That's fine. I'm not going to... respawn all that. Narati, that's red. We've got Ornet. Now this is one from one of your guys' systems, so we can see it. This one should have a massive crater on it somewhere, which it does. So if we just rotate it round, has a huge impact mark on it there. But I think what we will do is we're going to give it a slight atmosphere as well, just to give it a little bit of extra personality. So we're going to go to ATM. We're going to go to 0.76. Oh, it's filled up. Look at that massive crater there. That's pretty cool. But there we go. So give it a bit of different customization there. I'm going to make it a toxic sort of world, a greenish sort of toxic-y shade. I'm going to give it like bright. Oh yeah. So that does look very toxic. And then we're going to lower the opacity of the atmosphere and the clouds a bit. There you go. Something like that. Cool. So the big crater on there. Let's see here. This world... takes 35 years to orbit the star currently. What's its rotational period? 1.87 days. Okay, cool. And then this one, obviously, since we've gone with the green sort of toxic colour for it, we're also going to give it a greenish shade. Cool. Next up, we've got this one as well. So another one of those crazy clouded ones. This one is... we're going to set this one up as an Earth-like, hopefully. So let's see what its stats are. So it's got... we're going to put it just straight up at 1 ATM there. If we look at the zone, it's nowhere near the zone at the moment. So there we are. Let's put this up to 2 for now. I'm going to leave that the way it is. Also, if we zoom into it, check it out. So there it is currently. If we look underneath the atmosphere, well, the atmosphere's actually switched off, so we'll lower the atmosphere down. It's got to have a nice sort of blue shade, I think, going with it. So turn that off, turn the clouds off. Completely darkened out. Yeah, we can't have that. Is that snow? Oh, it's snow doing that. Okay, we'll just have snow as white. Interface, going to go for nice blue. And yeah, I think this one's we're gonna actually manually add some water to this. So, ooh, that's looking really weird. Well, that's way too much water there. But let's just have a few patches on it. That'll sort itself out. So there's some water. That will obviously freeze for the time being though. It's got the crazy clouds to roll with it. There's its atmosphere. So we'll have to come back to that and see how this world progresses as time goes on, really. So let's see how that world sorts itself out. Maybe it will be habitable, maybe it won't. We'll have to see how the system treats it. But other than that, I'm going to leave it all I'm not going to customize anymore. We've still got a lot of random Rockies in there, but for instance, they're dwarf objects, so they could be just random planets. But yeah, we're not going to customize every single one of these, because otherwise we'll be here all day. So we're going to actually start evolving our system a bit. So let's back out of all of that. We're going to obviously throw a save in as well, because obviously we definitely need to have a save there. Okay, so now our system is formed. This is our lineup of objects, so we're going to see how this plays out. So we've got a few objects that are more notable, some are more boring, but let's go ahead and start to evolve and let time play out. So the biggest change going on currently is the sulfur gas dwarf, which is losing a lot of material. Cannot hang on to all of that. So we'll have to see how that world sorts itself out after a while. So there we go, let's let time play out. So we've already got Akam here, the hottest of the bunch. So we're at 1200 degrees, it's way too close to the star. It's cooling down a bit, but yeah, not enough. So there we are. Okay, so let's look onto the star, and now let time really play out. So you can see orbits are going to change. We can see that some stuff has been ejected already, but there we are. Interesting stuff. So keep an eye on the gas giant orbits as well. So HD, Ups and D. We've got Gleaser there. Also, we've got Voxium as the green one, and then Peroxo's F. That's the other main of the gas giant. So what we'll do is we'll just so we know where that one is, I'm going to just put that one in a bright pink so we can see it a little easier. Okay, cool. So let's see how this plays out as a system. So there we go. Oh my god. Oh, there's a lot of chaos already here. So we can see it. Stuff is going to change a lot here. We can already see it. Poor old, that yellow one we customized, it's already been ejected. It's out of the action, unfortunately, so we will not be seeing that world develop into the future. We can already see one of the gas giants has gone as well. So it's been ejected. And that kind of follows our own solar system model, as you can't really have too many gas giants chilling in here. So if we just look at the lineup. So we've got, currently, I'm not counting the gas dwarf, that's lost its atmosphere again, look. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gas giants currently, but we've already lost one. That's gone. So maybe we'll go down to 4 like our own solar system, possibly. I mean, that could be interesting. But how are we doing on the inner system there? We still have Voxium here. That is the dominant force in this system as well. We're going to have it slowly migrate out a bit as well. So we're going to have just a slight migration. Slowly further out there. Okay. So let's see how that plays out. Okay. We already need to clean out some of the stuff that's been ejected because we don't need all of the extra trails. So we actually lost... Oh, we lost that gas giant as well. So that's 2 gas giants out. So object F, that's gone. Okay, that looks... Is that... Oh no, we still have more to delete already. So they've all been ejected. This one as well, that's gone. And looks like one has gone up there. That's long gone as well. Okay, cool. So we've already had a bit of a clean out there. We're going to have to see how these orbits treat themselves after a while. So let's continue. Make a regular save as well. That definitely needs doing. Okay, let's continue. Right, let's see how this continues. So the inner solar system, that seems to be okay for the time being, but we can see another object has also been ejected by the looks of things as well. So whatever this one here is, that is gone as well. Okay, so you can see its stuff is constantly changing. That green Voxium gas giant, man, that is causing some serious problems in here for these objects. So you can see a lot of objects are all having big issues. It's ejecting a lot of those remember we did put a lot of random rocky planets in here, so obviously not all of them are going to hang on with these massive gas giants here, so it's going to take a while for them to clean the orbits out. But yeah, there we are. Okay, but in the meantime, again, we're going to save. The star is going to evolve now, so we're going to buff up our star stats. So let's save again. Head all the way to the star itself. So Polaris here. It's time to get larger, my friend. So we are going to slowly start to increase. It's already got a luminosity of 2 suns as well, so it's immediately just a more luminous star than before. So let's see here. Oh yeah, I want this to increase as well, game. Come on. Oh, it looks like we're doing it manually this time. Maybe the new update's a little more lenient on how you can upgrade stars. Because remember, in the last few updates, whenever you change one stat on a star, it changes everything. But if we can change this manually, then that is a big plus. So there we are. But anyway, star. It's looking good. We're going to put it to about 600. So it's more of a generic sort of main sequence star now. Looking good. Interface will just have as white. Looking good though. So 5,600k. It's already got a radius of 1 sun. So we've taken a big leap here. Remember, this has more mass than the sun normally. So it's got quite a nice increase. But we've taken a bit of a jump in this. Oh, it's actually lost a bit of luminosity. Okay. Interesting, but that's fair enough because supposedly our sun may have been more luminous at one point in the past. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? But yeah, we're just going to roll with that. Let it do its thing. So there you go. And actually, protosphere. We'll just put that down to default sort of colours now. Okay, there we are. So the stars had a slight change and it's actually got a bit dimmer. Still too much for Akam to handle though. 799 degrees here. Absolutely chaos there. Okay, so moving on, we got Fittiness, next planet out. How are you doing? So that's also in the red zone as well. So very, very hot there. Still at 200 degrees. We've got this one as well. So that's one of the hot rocks like Mercury. So it's at 49 degrees. We've got this one as well. That's a more Venus-like world. It's at 27 degrees. Pretty comfortable at the moment. Sulfur gas dwarf. Now this is one, again, it's lost all of that material. It could not hold on to its gas, and now it is basically just a regular object, a regular planet. So, yeah, pretty volcanic, pretty beaten up. It contains a lot of water, though, look at that. But it's just too much for that object to handle, unfortunately. So, it's lost. It's been stripped, completely stripped of all of its previous material. So, a pretty dull object now. It just could not hang on to it. So, there you go. Right, who we got next out? This object here. Then we've got Eon here. So this is a world that could potentially be a lifelike world in the future. So it's already got some nice... I think this was the one that was had water on it previously. But there you go. So that's a world that we're waiting to sort of warm up again. Is that an Earth texture it's got on it? It looks like it is. It really does look like it has an Earth texture. I can see it, but okay, interesting. I have to wait and see how that plays out. Okay. How's this world doing? This is one that's potential for life in the future as well. So where's that sitting at the moment? So that's further out than the green. I reckon that green gas giant could really upset it though, as the dominant gas giant in here. Anyway, so let's continue. Let's let time evolve nice and fast now. And keep an eye on those orbits, especially the inner ones. I think that we're going to see most changes around this green gas giant Voxium there. I think that's going to be the biggest problem in this system for objects. Is it's going to continually change orbits in the inner solar system, or anything that flies by it is going to cause trouble. So there we are. Let's keep an eye further out as well. So we've had another few worlds ejected, so we'll clean out those as well, get out of here. This mole object's hanging on as well. Look at that, it's really hanging on. But what we'll do is, just so we know where it is, we'll give it a nice light blue trail. So keep an eye on that world as well. Okay. Looks like Eon here. This was a world that could be an Earth-like world. It looks like its orbit has been stretched out by the green gas giant now. So that's going to be could cause some chaos in there as well. Okay. So how many gas giants do we actually have left now? So if we just look down here, so we've got Upsindi, Voxium, and that's it. So they ejected the other three gas giants. All got ejected. They're all lost. Oh no, we still have HD in here as well. So we actually know we have 3 gas giants left. It looks like Eon has just been ejected. Unfortunately, a world that could have been an Earth-like planet eventually has had its chances ruined by other forces. So the dominant gas giant has completely got rid of it. So we will not see an Earth-like world out of that planet in this system. That's a shame, because I don't think this system doesn't have many candidates for Earth-like worlds. I mean, we still have Inixius 9.2 there, but I think that's the only candidate, really. I mean, you could have the ONET, the terraforming, this one here. I mean, this one could have some sort of live conditions on it eventually. Who knows? So, there we go. Maybe a bit of water will help it out. So maybe we'll just give it a bit, just a tad bit of water just to help it out. I mean, obviously this world is currently too cold for water, but maybe just a bit of water it could have in the future. Maybe that'll help it out. But there we go. So we'll let that sort itself out. So there you go. It's a big crater on it still. So we've got a bit of water on it. So maybe whatever hit it gave it some water. So there we go. Let's lock back onto the start. Lock on the start. It's cool how the Hattable disc changes of what other planet I select now. Like that is such a cool feature. I really like that. So it shows where the object needs to be in the Hattable zone, really. So we can see it bonk here. This is the world like Titan and Venus. This one's at 140 degrees in its current orbit, so it's got a very high greenhouse effect going on there. Pretty cool stuff there. How's this one doing? Yeah, this one's nowhere near the Hattable zone there either. Okay. Anyways, let's continue the system evolution. Oh, what was that? Oh, bonk! No, bonk's gone! That's going to be catastrophic problems. Oh, dearie me. That was a world that could have been quite interesting, but... Oh, dearie me. We lost Curio as well, but that's gone. We can see objects are being ejected all over the place. Remember, we did spawn a lot of them in, though. So we can see it. They are, as time evolves, stuff is slowly getting cleaned out. That one has gone Mars already, very fast. Okay, let's continue. So just let things continually change and see how this plays out. I really hope that Onyxus world doesn't get ejected, because that is the only potential for life in this system. Another world's been ejected there. Okay, we've got Bonk coming back in here. Is it going to be able to hold on, or is it going to get ejected? I think it's at it. I think it's gone. Unfortunately, it's been slingshotted out. That's a shame. It looks like Onyxus as well. I think we've lost it, unfortunately. That's a shame. That was the only candidate for life possibly left. I mean, there isn't really many now. So, okay, there you go. So how we doing here? So, the inner system. So we got this world hanging on there as well. The inner systems seem fairly comfortable now, so there we go. Any potential? I mean, none of these in the planets are going to be life potential. They're all just rocks, hot rocks, really. Got this world over here, though. This one... Is this the one we looked at earlier? Oh, this world seems to have the potential. This one could have the potential as well. This is the one we gave the blue atmosphere for. So, yeah, this one could have a chance. If it just doesn't get upset by the gas giant, that is a world we could see have a nice chance in the future. But it all depends if that green gas giant behaves or not, really. So, there we are. Okay. Anyways, let's continue with another save. There we go, and we're going to evolve the star one more time for today's episode, and then we'll have to leave it off there. So, there we go, but we need to have a lot of simulation runtime. We're only at 3,000 years. Normally, we like to have a good sort of, I mean, try and have a nice 100,000 at least simulation time. So, there we are. But anyways, the star itself, it's time to get larger, my friend. We're going to slowly buff it up. So, there we are, and then luminosity as well, we want to increase you. So, we're going to slowly go higher, so 1.1 to 1.12. Luminosity is obviously increasing a bit. Obviously, surface temperature changes with the radius, but the radius is slowly getting larger. Okay, there you go. It's 1.59 suns. It's at 1.2 luminosity, so it's getting brighter. And then we'll go a little further than that, so we'll go up to 1.3. There you go. Okay, so slowly getting warmer again as time evolves. I mean, the system has formed. It's been running for a while now, so we can see it. Yeah, the star is starting to get brighter again. How far away is Proxima? So this one's got 8. Yeah, no wonder it's a troublemaker. 8 masses of Jupiter. That's an enormous gas giant that has formed in our solar system here. So, and if we look at its distance to the star, it's 3.4 AU away. So, I mean, that's in theory closer than where Jupiter is to our sun. So, pretty crazy. But I think what we will do, to be kind, just to be slightly kind, it's going to slowly drift away. Just a tad. Just a tad. So it's 6 years now. Okay, there you go. Alright, so let's now let simulation run for a nice long while and see how things change. I don't think this is coming back in Nixus. I mean, we'll leave it in there for now, but I think that's gone. Well, I mean, we definitely know that this has gone, unfortunately, so all of those, they've had it. Not good at all. But I really hope that Nixus can come back and somehow hang on. That would be great. Another world has been ejected there. Okay, pretty crazy. We can see Ups and D over here, the outer ice giant. This one has just got a nice, comfortable spherical orbit. I mean, its orbit's wobbling a bit, but it's sticking pretty simple there. So, yeah, not too many issues there. But, I mean, both of the other gas giants, I mean, HD over there and then Ups and D, I mean, both of those are just fairly comfortable. I mean, all of the gas giants are fairly comfortable now. So all of the rocky planets around it are continually changing. So, yeah, not good for the Rockies. I mean, look at that. I mean, is Nixus going to come back? I mean, it's almost at the end. I mean, let's just continue. Is it going to... I really hope it comes back and just somehow hangs on. But I reckon it will come back and just get ejected. I mean, how far away is it now? I mean, completely frozen up. I'm not surprised. Yeah, look at that orbit. I mean, look at it. Its orbit just can't make its mind up. It's constantly changing. I mean, is it going to come back, though? I mean, I think it will. I want to say it will. It's still hanging on. You can see this is just going absolutely bonkers. So, yeah, not looking good there at all. Come on, come back. Okay, it looks like it's beginning to come back. I'm hoping. So let's see how it plays out. Go a little faster. But it looks like it is going to return. So we'll have to... we're definitely going to see this come back now. Oh, come on, come back. You're just chilling out there. How fast is this object travelling? Look at the speed. It's barely hanging on. Look at that. Kilometres an hour. So it is constantly moving, but it can't make its mind up. So its orbit is constantly changing. So kilometres an hour, I mean, that's not very fast. Meters a second, I mean, kilometres a second. Yeah, it's not travelling very fast, that object. I mean, look, if you put it into kilometres an hour, look, if you pause it there, 700. I mean, that's not very fast. 400, I mean, 400. I mean, some cars can go almost 400. Oh, yeah, some cars do over 400, so that isn't very quick at all. That's so slow. I mean, aircraft would fly faster than that. 600 kilometres, I mean... Yeah, that's not very fast, kilometres an hour. Right, I mean, the fastest cars and stuff go around 450-ish, I think. I mean, something pretty crazy like that, so... There we go. But anyways, let's continue. It is coming back, though. It definitely is coming back. Okay. Cool. Inner solar system, that's all looking comfortable. Quite a big jump out to the green grass jump. But it looks like a little more objects are hanging on now. I mean, we've got a few going around slightly crazy orbits, but it looks like most objects have found their place now, which is quite interesting there. Okay. Again, we'll save it. Another save never hurts. So there you go. So we can't ever go back. As soon as we save, we can't go back. That's all set in stone history now. So there you go. Polaris AB. I think it's time to have it. No, we'll evolve it one more time this episode. So we're going to slowly go up. So it's going to get larger. There you go. Luminosity. We're going to increase up to 1.5 now. 1.49. That's close enough. Okay. Is this that ice world? Yeah, it is. Okay. So, anyways, how far? So, mole here. This is the one that's been consistently far out. How far away actually is this from the star? So, it's pitch black. Or is it? No, it's got a tiny bit of light by the looks of it, but very, very dim. So, how far away actually is this from the star currently? So, I mean, we're in its orbit currently. You can see it flying around. So, its orbit's constantly changing, but it takes over 200 years. 40 AU, so that's further out than Neptune is. I mean, that's more of a Pluto orbit, I guess. Kind of like a... Yeah, it's constantly changing, but I mean, that's more of a Pluto distance, around 380. I mean, I think Pluto's about 318 years, isn't it? But yeah, that's going up and down. So, I mean, that's more of a Pluto distant object than Neptune, I guess, but it's probably got a very more eccentric orbit than those guys. So, there we are. Back to the star, okay. It is coming back. I want to see it come back before we finish today's episode off. Let's just go. We're going at max speed. Can't go any faster than that, unfortunately. But one thing I'm just going to do as well is... where are we? So it's a random rocky planet. So one of the ones that we haven't really touched yet. So this one, or Mora. Okay, so Mora. For some reason, we're just going to slowly have it that Mora. For some reason, we'll just suddenly tidally lock to the star. So where are we? Motion. It's motion, isn't it? So there you go. Just a slight change, just a little bit more interesting. We're going to have that one tidally locked. It's going to have a golden trail. Keep an eye on that. Okay, there we go. We can see the star's actually moving. If we go to trail mode, the star is actually constantly moving with the gas giants pulling it. We'll also go back to that. It doesn't look like it's moving at all, but yeah, the star actually is moving. So, I mean, if I disable the camera movement, so if I press the A key, look. They're actually moving away from where my camera's... If my camera's in a still spot in space, this system actually is slowly moving around. So, pretty cool. So the star is actually heading away from our distant objects over here. So, pretty cool stuff. So look at that. I mean, look at that. Look how weird that orbit is. But there it is. It is returning. It is on its way back. So, that's good news. That's another world that's been ejected. But yeah, it looks like... Okay, so let's see if this comes back. I mean, where's its rendezvous is going to be... It's not going to go close to Voxium, so maybe... I don't know. I really do not know. Let's check its current stats out. Or motion, yeah, motion. Oh my god, look at that orbit now. Going into the million years. Okay. There we are. Okay, let's continue. Let's go at max. I mean, the fastest we go. There it is. It's coming back. So how's it going to cope? It's gone around again. Ah, no. So it's really hanging on there. It doesn't want to go away. It's surviving. It's hanging on. Maybe if it sticks around, it could survive a red giant phase around its star. Maybe it will see the light once more. And maybe that ice will eventually melt. But there we are. So I think, guys, we're going to leave it off there for today's episode of Evolving a Custom Solar System from Birth to Death in Update 30, I might add as well. So... pretty cool. And yeah, the new atmosphere feature, I think that's going to be very interesting in the next episode once the star starts to warm up more and get brighter. So there we are, guys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, if you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, help us on the journey to 24,000 subscribers. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. But with that all said and done, guys, make sure you all have a great day, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.